Hello friends, you are on the channel Quotes of Great Men. Enjoy watching. I am interested in politics so that one day I will not have to be interested in politics. The creed of sacrifice is a morality for the immoral. I can accept anything, except what seems to be the easiest for most people. The halfway, the almost, the just about, the in-between. The world is perishing from an orgy of self-sacrificing. I am opposed to all forms of control. I am for an absolute, laissez-faire, free, unregulated economy. It's not a question of who will allow me to do it, it's a question of who will stop me. We are on strike against the doctrine that life is guilt. All public projects are mausoleums, not always in shapes, but always in cost. A desire presupposes the possibility of action to achieve it. Action presupposes a goal which is worth achieving. I do not seek the good of others as a sanction for my right to exist, nor do I recognize the good of others as a justification for their seizure of my property or their destruction of my life. Never ask people, not about your work. Don't you know what you want? How can you stand it, not to know? People want nothing but mirrors around them, to reflect them while they're reflecting too. Reflections of reflections and echoes of echoes. No beginning and no end. No center and no purpose. I am only concerned with politics so I may see the day when I don't have to be concerned with politics. Sacrifice does not mean the rejection of the worthless, but of the precious. She did not know the nature of her loneliness. The only words that named it were, "This is not the world I expected." If any civilization is to survive, it is the morality of altruism that men have to reject. I don't build in order to have clients. I have clients in order to build. In the temple of his spirit, each man is alone. Did I feel a physical desire for him? I did. Was I moved by a passion of my body? I was. Have I experienced the most violent form of sensual pleasure? I have. A good quotation must be a complete entity. It must be like a headline, sharp, clear, whole. Truth is the recognition of reality. Reason, man's only means of knowledge, is his only standard of truth. I'm not brave enough to be a coward. I see the consequences too clearly. I hold that such a question can never arise except in a society of cannibals. Whenever anyone accuses some person of being unfeeling, he means that that person is just. Self-esteem is reliance on one's power to think. A society without intellectuals is like a body without a head. Emotions are inherent in your nature, but their content is dictated by your mind. Your emotional capacity is an empty motor, and your values are the fuel with which your mind fills it. Capitalism is a social system based on the recognition of individual rights, including property rights, in which all property is privately owned. God, a being whose only definition is that he is beyond man's power to conceive. In this world, either you're virtuous or you enjoy yourself. Not both, lady, not both. Run for your life from any man who tells you that money is evil. That sentence is the leper's bell of an approaching looter. So long as men live together on earth and need means to deal with one another, their only substitute, if they abandon money, is the muzzle of a gun. Those who tell you that man is unable to perceive a reality undistorted by his senses mean that they are unwilling to perceive a reality undistorted by their feelings. Things as they are things as perceived by your mind. Divorce them from reason and they become things as perceived by your wishes. I could die for you, but I couldn't and wouldn't live for you. What would lash them to their knees in shame and submission? The worship of the word we. I think that when in doubt about the truth of an issue, it's safer and in better taste to select the least numerous of the adversaries. By what he chooses to present and by how he presents it, any author expresses his fundamental, metaphysical values. Men have been taught that it is a virtue to stand together. But the Creator is the man who stands alone. The fact that a man has no claim on others does not preclude or prohibit goodwill among men and does not make it immoral to offer or to accept voluntary, non-sacrificial assistance. The moral is the chosen, not the forced, the understood, not the obeyed. The moral is the rational, and reason accepts no commandments. The moral absolute should be, if and when, in any dispute, one side initiates the use of physical force, that side is wrong and no consideration or discussion of the issues is necessary or appropriate. Men who have licked a vagina at least once are more likely to experience anxiety about their significant other. Thanks for watching. Check out these educational videos too.